Hello friends. Now in this lecture I'll be explaining you something about nested loops. Now what do you mean by the word nested? Nested means one inside another. Now while doing our if statements we have seen nested if. So there was an if inside a if. Same way we can use nested loops also, and those loops may be loops inside loop. So those are loops inside loop. Now question is where such situations are needed. Now these are used when we need some rows and columns processing, like processing of two-dimensional arrays, or I have to generate a matrix data, or I have to process determinants, or I have to generate some patterns of numbers in a triangular shape, or I have to generate a Pascal triangle. So there are many such examples where I need loop inside a loop. Not even for generating the patterns, but suppose if I want to generate prime numbers, then I need a loop inside loop. If I want to generate an Armstrong number, I need a loop inside a loop. So in many of the situations we need nesting of loops, sometime to 2 level, 3 level, or even 4 or multiple levels. So let's see what are the nesting of loops. So as like I've told you, Python supports two types of loops, for and while. So nesting of this can be done. So for inside a for is a nested for loop, and while inside a while is a nested while loop. Even it is possible that I can use for inside while and while inside for. So let's see the syntax of nested for loop. So I have a for variable in sequence. Now I'll indent the next for loop and I'll write for variable in sequence again, and then again I indent the next block of data. So the block of data will be of the for, and that for is inside another for. So this is how your nesting of for can be done. Same way nesting of while can be done. So a while expression, then indentation, another while expression, and then indentation and block of statements. So those block of statement will be the part of while, and that while will be part of another while. So this is how I can do nesting of loops. So let's see the demonstration of how the nesting of loop works. Fine. So let's see the demonstration of loop. Now here I'm printing number in triangle. Fine. Let's see the program of nested for loop. And now in nested for loop I have I in range 1 to 5 and for j in range 1. Now this is the end condition, not the start. Start is optional over here. Now when I is 1, so for j will go from range 1, means 0 to 1. So one time j loop will work. When I is 2, it is range from 0 to 2, because 0 is by default. So loop will work for 2 times, one for 0 and one for 1. For 2 it won't work, because loop is working for a range minus 1. Then when I is 3, j loop will work 3 times, and when I is 4, j loop will work 3 times, and when I is 5, j loop will work 4 times. So always when I is 1, j loop will work 1 time. When I is 2, j loop will work 2 times. When I is 3, j loop will work 3 times. Why? Because always it is starting the value from 0. So when I is 4, it will work for 0, it will work for 1, it will work for 2, and it will work for 3. 4 times, and not for 4th value. That is 4, I equal to 4. Fine. Let's see the demonstration of nested for loop. Now in this example I have taken I in range 1 to 5 and j in range of I. So this I of j is the end statement. Now print I and a space. Now when I is 1, so j loop will go from 0 and 1, but for 1 it won't work. So for j equal to 0 it will work. That's why it's printing 1. Why? Because it is I. Now when I is 2, so the range will be 2. So j loop will work for 0, j loop will work for 1, and it will print twice 2, because we are printing I. And then same way when I is 3, j loop will work for 0, 1 and 2. And then when I is 4, j loop will work for 0, 1, 2, 3. So it will print 4 times 4, and when I is 5, but it won't work for 5. So the loop stops here. Now let's say how this for loop works with, nested for loop works with numbers or the sequence. So here I have two sequences, one the number list which is having value 10, 20 and 30, and one is the alpha list which is having value A, B and C. Now here if you see, for number in num list, so it will take 10 and print 10, and then for alpha in alpha list, print letter, so it will print A. Fine. And let's see the demonstration. So you can see when number is 10, the internal loop is working 3 times, because first it will print A, then B and then C, and then it will come to the upper loop, that is the num list loop, and num will be 20. So for this 20, again this letter loop will go for 3 times, because this letter has 3 values A, B and C, and then again when it comes to the upper loop, it will take num list as 30, and again the internal loop will work for 3 times, because A, B and C. So the output is 10 with A, B, C, then 20 with A, B, C and 30 with A, B, C. So I hope nested for loop is clear. Now students, what you can do at this place, you can try to write a program to find prime numbers between the limit given by user, and here I am giving a hint, you have to use nested for loops. Fine. Same thing, you can print a table like 1, 2, 3, 4 till 10 row wise, and 1, 2, 3, 4 for till 10 column wise. So I am showing you the diagram. You have to print this with a for loop. So you can see the complete table 1 to 10 and 1 to 10, and you have to print using nested for loops. Fine. Now let's go to the demonstration of nested while loop. So here I have taken the example of generation of prime numbers with while loop. Now I is 2, so my upper limit is 25, so I have to generate the prime numbers up to 25. Now j is also 2. Now j is less than I mod of I divided by j. So if not I mod of j, break, means if I mod of j, if it is divisible means it will give me result as 0, and not of 0 is 1, means it will break, means it will break if the number is divisible. Okay, and then again it will go for the next number. So what I am doing is I am taking I, let's say I is 5, then j will go from 2, 3 and 4, and it will try dividing with 2, it will try dividing with 3, and it will try dividing with 4. In all the 3 cases, if it is not divisible, then that number is prime number. So here it says if j is greater than I divided by j, print I is prime, because prime number are not divisible by any number. That is what is the logic. So it will take, the upper loop will generate the number, the inner loop will try to verify whether that number is divisible or not. If it is divisible, then it's not a prime, and if it is not divisible, definitely it's a prime number. So let's execute the program. So you can see generating the numbers. 2 is prime, 3 is prime, then 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19 and 23. Why? My upper limit was 25, that's why the number were generated till 23, because 24 and 25 are not prime. So I hope how to use the nested loop is clear to you. What you can do, you can type out this program in idle and you can see the outputs. So students, it's a request that whatever program I am explaining here, you just try to work out on idle, so that you will understand actually how to write the programs, how to remove the errors, and your logic will become more and more powerful. So with loops, what you can do, you can write a program to generate even and odd numbers, where hint is with loop you have to write the if conditions. Fine. So you can try to write a program for even and odd numbers. You can write the program for generation of prime numbers. You can write the program to generate Armstrong numbers. Now what is Armstrong number? Now let's take an example, 153. So 1 cube plus 5 cube plus 3 cube is again 153. So all such numbers are called as Armstrong numbers. So this is another example. Further, you can write the programs to generate different patterns. I'm showing you some different patterns which you can generate. So in this way you think the logic and try to implement it. And friends, if you really like this channel, please subscribe and share with your friends, and don't forget to hit the bell notification so that you will get update of my videos as soon as they are uploaded. Have a nice time, stay safe. So take care, enjoy yourself.